In a quiet village, nestled between rolling hills and a whispering river, lived an old Zen master known for his profound wisdom. Many would travel from afar, seeking his guidance on the path to a disciplined and fulfilling life. One day, a young, ambitious man named Kale arrived at the master's humble abode. He was frustrated, feeling like his mind was a wild horse, pulling him in 1,000 different directions, preventing him from achieving his goals. "Master," Kale said with a bow, "I want to achieve great things, but my mind is my own worst enemy. I lack focus, I procrastinate, and I am easily distracted. I want to learn the secret to disciplining my mind." The master smiled gently and gestured towards a small, unkempt garden patch behind his hut. "The secret you seek," he began, "is not a secret at all, but a practice. It lies right here, in this garden." Kale looked at the patch, confused. It was overgrown with weeds. The soil was dry, and a few sad-looking plants were struggling to survive. "I don't understand, master. What can this neglected garden teach me about discipline?" "Your mind," the master explained, "is like this garden. Without conscious effort, weeds of doubt, fear, and distraction will naturally grow. They choke the life out of the seeds of intention and purpose you wish to cultivate. Discipline is not a one-time magical fix. It is the daily act of gardening your mind." He handed Kale a small spade and a watering can. "Your first task is simple. Every morning, for the next 30 days, I want you to come here. Spend 1 hour tending to this garden. Pull out the weeds, water the soil, and nurture the plants that you want to grow. Do not miss a single day." Kale, though skeptical, agreed. The first few days were a struggle. His back ached, his hands got blisters, and his mind screamed in protest. It felt like pointless, tedious work. He thought of all the more important things he could be doing. The weeds seemed endless, and for every one he pulled, another seemed to pop up. This was his mind's resistance, the old, comfortable habits fighting against change. But he remembered the master's words and his own desperation. He persisted. Day after day, he showed up. He pulled weeds, turned the soil, and gave water to the thirsty plants. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, things began to change. Around the second week, he started noticing the small details. He saw the way the morning light hit the leaves, the subtle strength of a new sprout pushing through the earth. The physical act of weeding started to feel less like a chore and more like a meditation. As he pulled the weed from the ground, he would visualize himself pulling a negative thought from his mind, a thought of self-doubt, a distraction, a temptation to quit. With each drop of water he gave to the plants, he imagined he was nurturing a positive habit, his goal to become a skilled artisan, his desire to learn, his commitment to his craft. The garden was no longer just a patch of dirt. It was a physical representation of his inner world. By the third week, a remarkable transformation had occurred. The garden was clear of weeds. The soil was rich and dark. The once struggling plants were now thriving, with vibrant green leaves and the promise of flowers. Kale found a rhythm in his work. The hour in the garden became the most peaceful and focused part of his day. It wasn't a struggle anymore. It was a sanctuary. This newfound focus started to spill over into the rest of his life. When he sat down to practice his craft, he found it easier to quiet the mental chatter. The urge to procrastinate was weaker. The patience he had learned in the garden waiting for a seed to sprout translated into patience with his own progress. He understood that mastery, like a healthy garden, wasn't built in a day. It was built through small, consistent, daily actions. On the 30th day, Kale went to see the master. He didn't need to say a word. The master looked at Kale's calm eyes and the serene smile on his face, then glanced at the flourishing garden. "You see, Kale," the master said softly, "you did not learn to discipline your mind by fighting it. You learned to discipline it by giving it a single, simple task to focus on. You replaced the chaos with a clear intention. The act of weeding is the act of choosing what thoughts you allow to grow. The act of watering is the act of nurturing your purpose." He continued, "Discipline is not about forcing yourself to do things you hate. It is about creating a structure and a routine that aligns with the person you want to become. It's about building a positive habit, one small action at a time, until that habit becomes stronger than the temptation to quit. You didn't just transform a garden. You transformed your relationship with your own mind." Kale bowed deeply, a profound sense of gratitude washing over him. He finally understood. The power of discipline wasn't a mystical secret held by wise masters. It was a practical, accessible tool available to anyone willing to do the work. It was the simple, daily commitment to show up, to pull the weeds, and to water the seeds of your highest aspirations. Just like kale, your mind is a garden. What weeds are you allowing to grow? What seeds of potential are you neglecting to water? The journey to a disciplined mind starts today, not with a grand, overwhelming gesture, but with one small, consistent action. Choose your action. Maybe it's meditating for 5 minutes, reading 10 pages of a book, or spending 20 minutes on a project without distraction. Whatever it is, treat it like your garden. Show up every single day. Tend to it with care and attention. Over time, you will find that this single disciplined act creates a ripple effect. The focus, patience, and resilience you build in that one area will begin to permeate every aspect of your life. You will prove to yourself that you are someone who follows through, someone who is in control. So, pick up your spade. The most beautiful garden is the one you choose to cultivate. Start today and watch as your inner world blossoms into something truly extraordinary. Thank you for joining us on this journey today. If this story resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more wisdom to help you grow. We'd love to hear in the comments what small action you'll commit to starting today. Until next time, keep tending to your garden.